All right, hello guys, welcome to the channel. Channel being, I'm gonna go with Ships Up. Obviously it's gonna be a Clipper channel. I'm gonna be covering Clippers. A little bit about myself. I've been a Clipper fan for, I won't disclose my age, but I've been a fan for 20 plus years. Let's go with that. Tattoos and everything to prove it. Hardcore Clipper fan. Going back to, oh man, Chris Kaman days, Michael Olowokandi, which I know was considered like a quote unquote bust. Really hate using that word, but yeah. Lamar Odom, Elton Brand days, Eric Piłkowski, I think that's what it was. Cool. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. Again, Angel. I've just always wanted to like cover Clippers, and just in general, I'm just a basketball fan overall. And every time I find myself watching clips on YouTube or Instagram or whatnot, I always find myself like everyone, right? Everyone's commenting and wants to put in their opinion, right? And I was like, what better way to do that than just to do my own video, right? Or I'm the boss, right? Not really, but yeah. Anyways, with that said, today is Wednesday, and we just lost to the Blazers, which puts us at 2-2, right, for the season. So for the video, I guess I'll cover a little bit about each game a little bit. Maybe just kind of go through the players, my thoughts on them, and what I like, what I don't like going forward. But yeah, I won't talk about the Blazers game yet because I'm still kind of upset about it. But anyway, so quick recap. So starting with game one, right, against the Suns. I'm still kind of mad at that one. Game one of the season, honestly, anything could happen just around the NBA, right? It's kind of like a flip 'em, right? You just don't know what to expect from the first game of the season. I did give the Suns the edge just because they're bringing back their core of KD, Book, and Beal, right? And with their addition of their point guard, I think Jones, Tyus Jones. So yeah, so they look good, right? So overall, that game, hold on, let me just pull it up real quick. Exciting game, right? Exciting game. Into it was crazy. I think that game kind of just gave us a little introduction of what we could see moving forward, right? Which was, and I guess you could say that what we saw that first game, we've been seeing it the last all 4 games total. Heavy dose of Harden, right? Heavy dose of Zoo. Heavy dose of Powell. With a little bit of some spurts of Derrick Jones Jr., some spurts of little energy from Kai Jones with his energy, his rebounding, right? So yeah, I remember seeing that game, and it was either, there was times where I was like, yeah, we're gonna be good, we're gonna be in it every game, and then there were times where I was like, oh crap, all right, this is what people meant by like, yeah, we're done, right? We're not gonna be any good. Those times where I was like, all right, yeah, we're not looking good, is like, it was those times where like, okay, cool, this is still a stars league, a superstars league, right? And you still need that firepower, which is where Kawhi comes in hand, right? So I saw that, I was like, wow, it's just too much Harden pounding the ball, and you could tell it's like, all right, dude needs a break. And but regardless, we still managed to lose by, I forgot what we went into. Did we go into overtime? I don't recall. You know, I know Harden missed like a crucial free throw and potential game tying bucket to send it to overtime, something like that, right? I didn't make much about it. You know, I was just happy basketball was back. Clippers were back. Just happy with all the additions, right? And I didn't know what to make of it, you know? with all the additions. I knew we were gonna have a lot of different components. You know, it was just a matter of putting them together and finding something. Which I don't know if you could say that early. I think you can. That being, we're gonna get a heavy dose of Harden, heavy dose of Powell, with the dog mentality that Derek Jones brings, that Dunn is bringing. Kai's motor is insane. I'm a big fan. I know KPJ, when we first got him, I was so stoked. Reason being, I remember him being with the Rockets, right? It was him and Jalen Green in the backcourt. And dude was averaging like 20, I think, right? I think for that season with a 50 piece, right, against the Bucks, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, so I was like, all right, we're getting this. And yes, I know he went through his stuff off the court. But from just a pure basketball perspective, I was like, dude's a hooper, right? That's what I was just taking in, right? So excited. Obviously, he has to get the rust off of him, right? And I truly still believe once that happens, I think today he had like 8 or 10 points, I believe. I think once that happens and we have him like a consistent 15 off the bench, that's just going to help out the team overall, right? Okay, so moving forward, game two. What was game two? It was Suns. Why am I drawing a blank here? Oh, Nuggets, right? Yeah, of course, Nuggets. If you would have told me, Clippers and Nuggets, one of these teams is going to start 0-2. As much as I love Clippers, yeah, I would have said no. Ain't no way. Joker always cooks Zoo, right? They're still not fresh off their championship, but they're still they have that same core, right? Of players that they won a couple years ago, a few years ago, whatever it was, right? I'm like, no way, Nuggets, right? I would have bet money, and yeah, it could have easily gone that way, you know. But again, nice heavy dose of Harden, Zoo. I think that was like Powell's crazy 36, 37 point game, which honestly I'm not surprised. For those of you that remember Powell I remember him from Raptors days with Kawhi when they won the championship. And I just remember seeing this dude, ironically, I think he looks like a dinosaur raptor, right? And I was like, he was like Mr. Consistent for me, right? Throughout that playoffs run and finals run, right? Just Mr. Consistent, a bucket, big time 3-point shooter maker, call it what you want, right? And I was a fan, right? And then I think he moved to Portland after the right. And he was a starter with Portland. He was a starter. And I think he was a consistent 20, 22 a game with the Blazers, right? And then once we got him, I was stoked. Because championship proven, right? Proven scorer in the league, right? I was stoked. I was so stoked. But yeah, but we all know, this is his first year starting, which I've always thought he's always should have been a starter. And I guess you can't say that without saying who would you take off of the starting lineup, right? Terrence Mann. And I know he's going through a slump, and I know he's getting a lot of slack right now. I like the guy. I like T-Man as a person, right? And I know he had that crazy game against the Jazz, game 6, right? But I think that one game has just kind of stuck, not necessarily with the fans, because I see all the time, all the comments, T-Man, get rid of T-Man or bench him or whatever, right? But I think that just sat with the front office for some reason, with Lawrence Frank and the coaching staff. I don't know where this just came from, where like T-Man was untouchable last year, And I was like, wait, what? Because other than that game, to me, he's never been. I don't know. His stats just never are like mind blowing. And yeah, I know he's like the type of player where like stats don't show or whatnot. But still, I'm like, I don't know. Basically, they were saying like he was untouchable. I don't see him like that. All right. Anyways, back to the game. Nuggets, right? So yeah, that was just I know it was a thriller and yeah, so that was like once we got that and we could have easily won game one. I was like, all right, cool, we got something going, right? So stoked, right? Game three, Warriors. That was a good game. That was fun. That was on the Sunday. It was a back to back, right? That was I gotta like refresh my memory. Yeah, Zoo had another big game. Harden and again, just like the role players, just doing their job and bits and pieces. Dunn had like a little breakout game, if you want to call it that, right? And I was like, yeah, this is just what we needed, right? We have the star power in Harden and Kawhi when he comes back, and which that is a whole different subject, right? But I was like, yeah, this is what I much rather go with this moving forward. The two big names, Harden and Kawhi, with the role players. Derrick Jones Jr., Dunn, Coffee. Coffee's been surprising me, honestly. I've never been a fan of his. By that I mean I've never really thought like, all right, Coffee, put him in, right? I've never really thought of him like that, but he's been proving me wrong. He's hit some nice shots, some big shots. Seems to be like a little Mr. Consistent, And in all fairness to him, he's not the one, he's not. They're not really calling for his number, right? So kudos to him. Keep proving me wrong. And today he looked badass with. I'm not sure if you guys saw him, but with the headband and I think it was his first time wearing braids. With his tattoo on his right leg and sleeve. Dude looked bad. He looked like N1, Anyways, so yeah, and then so it was kind of back and forth. I think we took a tempo lead when Steph went out, which for all you Warriors fans, for all of you that were saying, oh, you guys won because of Steph. No, dude, we were up by 10 when Steph went out. Love Steph, but we were up by 10. And finally, we were able to break away, and another crazy. Seems like all three games were like playoff type stuff, right? So happy, right? Winning record 2-1. And then today, the big bad wolf Blazers come into town, right? What? Blazers? Dude, Anthony Simmons that's a crazy mofo. I think he's like the better baby daddy over BI, for those of you that caught that. So what I make of today is it's still the NBA. It's still talent on the other end of the floor. These dudes they're still in the NBA, right? So you can't take anyone lightly, which I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could say on paper we're supposed to win. Oh crap! Yeah, today, of course, we give their first win to the Blazers. They're 1-3 after today. It's still talent on the floor. Anthony Simmons, crazy. I like his game, honestly. I like his game. And then who was their other big name? No one else was really going off. It was just like a bunch of. Just like they just had a motor throughout the whole game, the Blazers, and it just seemed like we just couldn't really, not necessarily match it, but they were just getting to the bucket real easy, And I feel like today, I don't know, might have been one of those days where it's like, like I remember we did this for years when we had Kawhi and PG. We would show up to the game like, all right, I'm PG and Kawhi, you're gonna lose to us. It just seemed kind of like that. Like we kind of had that little mentality of, all right, guys, we're getting some recognition now. Bow down, but you got to stay ready, And it could have gone down to, oh yeah, what was that last play? That lob to Zoo. Were we trying to get revenge from Suns a few years ago, when I think it was CP that lobbed it to Ayton? Yeah, what was that? With 3 seconds left, that's your go-to play? Like, not a Harden try to get to the basket, try to get fouled, or a Powell coming off of a screen, three, something like that? And mind you, it wasn't even from, like, the baseline. It was, like, from the from like where the bench, the players sit, the coaches. So again, 3 seconds left. They throw the ball not across the court, but like from here to here. So it's kind of like gives everyone like, oh shit, wait, that's what they're doing. I remember it happened. Even my girlfriend was like yeah, that happens in such slow motion, you know. And again, let's say you still get that because I don't even think Zoo caught it. Let's say you still Zoo catches it because mind you, it's from what I saw, it wasn't even a lob to the rim. It was like throw it over and for Zoo to catch it, try to give him like a 1-2 hook. Is that what you're going for? 3 seconds? I don't know what that was all about. Yeah, could have been ours. Harden, I know he's like, I guess I don't know. He's like our MVP so far, but oh my god, he just makes. I've noticed this going down the stretch, just a lot of crucial turnovers, which I wish he could just tighten up a little bit. Free throws again. I know he missed 2 down the stretch. I think Zoo missed 2 as well. Anyone's game, you know. Again, still early in the season. If you would have asked me, oh wait a minute, I think. Oh wait, this is not right. Hold on, I'm looking at our record. Our record should be we won, lost 1, won 2, 2-2. Yeah, okay, this is showing 2-1. So we're 2-2, right? So if you would have asked me, and I guess, what would you have said if before the start of the season, with all the movement, all the new players, all the competition that we've played, because Suns, Nuggets, and I know Warriors haven't been the Warriors, but you know it's still Steph, and you know if you have Steph, you know it's still a scary team. Yeah, again, they're not the Warriors of before, but still, they came in hot. I believe. I think we handed them their first loss. Anyways, the Blazers. If you would have told me, hey, 2-2, I'd take it honestly. You know, I would have guessed, yeah, maybe we beat the Blazers and the Warriors out of those two, but yeah, but beating the Nuggets, I know, again, it's so early, but hey, I'll take it though. You know, that's still Joker over there. That's still the same core. I'll take it. And I guess what it is, I guess what I'm taking out of this is just the fashion that we've been winning it in. I'm a big fan of that. You know, 2-2, I'll take it. Again, long season. These games are going to be, no one's going to remember these, you know, in the long term, right? So still early. I'm not making much of it, but I'm happy with what I see, right? Okay, so moving forward, I'm trying to go player by player, just kind of give you my pros and cons about them, what I think, to see what you think. Let me just pull up the roster real quick. Harden, I can't say a lot about him. I'm sorry, no, I can't say enough about him. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. He's keeping the ship afloat. It sucks that he's obviously the primary ball handler, but it just kind of seems like they're just like too much Harden. So I wish they could kind of alleviate that a little bit, because like it just seems where like, after so much him having the ball, right, it's like, all right, like, dude just kind of doesn't seem tired per se, but it's like, all right, like, I'll just settle for this step back or whatever, you know. But yeah, he's been great. He's been great. If he could just clean up the turnovers, and yeah, I guess this has always been his knack. A lot of dribble. I like him to go, you know. Because it seems like the defenders are like, all right, dude's going to dribble. And they're like prepared for that, right? But when he like kind of just goes, the defender's like, oh shit, right? I wish, I want to see more of that. And, you know, that would open more opportunities for Zoo for that lob threat or pick and roll threat, right? Kawhi, dude, where's Kawhi? Kawhi's literally right here with me. I have him here somewhere. He's like sitting on the bench with me. Kawhi, I don't know what you need your own video. I'm a big Kawhi fan. He's one of my favorite players of all time. So it just sucks to see him here and in this situation, right? It is what it is. it is what it is. So once you get better, we'll talk about you. Bye bye. Go away. Zoo. Zoo's. You know what? For all these people surprised, even though today had a bad game, or a down game, I should say. Uh, this is no surprise to me. This is what Zoo does. What the issue was, in my opinion, he just wasn't being looked at as like, all right, let's give him looks. It was always a heavy dose of PG, heavy dose of Kawhi, a heavy dose of whoever was the newest point guard or that year. You know, I know John Wall came one year, and then Russ, and then we had Rondo. Like, I don't know. He was just kind of like the forgotten soldier. But Zoo could do this. So it's just now that he has more opportunities. And another thing that I think is different this year, Ty would always go small, right? Like the last, I don't know, ever since he came into the season. I'm not a fan of small, by FYI. But the last 5 minutes, right? Pull him out, pull him out, pull him out, pull him out. So no, but now he's finishing games, and I want him finishing games. I want our big. I've never been a fan of small ball, because for every three that you make going small on offense, you gave up freaking 6 on 3 offensive boards from the opponent. I've never been a fan. Anyways, all right, cool. So that's Zoo. Keep it up, Big Zoo. Kai, man, I love Kai. Honestly, he has a great motor. It just seems like the opponents they know, like, all right, dude's trying to get to the rim, right, for a lob. It seems like they're prepared for that. If Kai could develop a post game footwork, right, he could be like another Trez. For those of you that remember Trez, that Lou Trez connection. But if he could just develop, man, that'd be great. If he could develop post game footwork, not even nothing crazy like Joker or anything, but just somewhat, because it just seems like that, that's all he knows, But yeah, just little thoughts about Kai. Other than that, love his motor, love his energy. There's like a lot of second chances that I've noticed, like, because of him, we got that second opportunity. Not necessarily because he got the board. Sometimes it is, but he was just at the right spot at that moment, which caused us to get another opportunity. He also alters a lot of the opponent's layups, so I like that. So even though it won't count as a block, he's altering their shots. Just his presence alone, right? Oh my God, Kevin Porter Jr. Basketball wise, I'm a big fan. Like, give you that a lot of hezzy, right? Shots aren't going down for him. I get it. I know it. It sucks. But again, dude is a proven 20 points a game scorer in the league, a la Rockets, right? And as I mentioned earlier, I remember it was him and Jalen Green, right, in the backcourt. I was like, damn, these dudes are nice, right? And I was like, who's the man? Is it Kevin Porter Jr. or is it Jalen Green? And I was like, it could easily gone either way, right? And then Jalen Green got paid, and Kevin Porter got kicked out of the league or suspended or whatever it was. He spent time overseas. And I don't know, like, this is just the way I see it. If he was, like, going toe-to-toe with Jalen Green as, I don't know, like, it was, like, those two dudes, it was their team. Yeah, I'll take it, Again, 4 games into the season. Today he had a better game. See, I think with him, he does a lot of, like, right? And then, like, the shot clock boils down, or here comes the double team, and then he has to pass it out for a bad shot. What I saw today that I liked, that I think made a difference, was I think he would just give one quick and then go. Kind of got the defenders off guard, because I think they're expecting, all right, dude's like not gonna go. He just wants me to bite, right, with all his like hezzy and in and out and right little spin and whatnot. But if he goes, it's kind of like Harden. When he goes, it opens up doors. I think that's what he did today. I hope he learned from that. He had a better game today. But again, once he has it going, I mean, why can't he average 15 a game? Why not? Dude's a bucket when he's good. Norman, oh my God, Stormin Norman, like, without him, I'm not even gonna focus. Give him a minute. He doesn't need it. He speaks for himself. Norman, like freaking Norman. You take him off the team. Where are we at? Love dude. Love Norman. Looks like 21. Chris Dunn. At first, I was like, oh, Chris Dunn. Like, all right. I didn't know much about him. I know he's bounced around for a little bit. I think Chicago drafted him. Last year was with the Jazz. Not sure who else. Might have been those two teams. And I was like, all right. I really don't know much about him. I really couldn't speak on him. I know like fans were saying he's a dog, brings defense. And yeah, they were right. He's growing on me. I like him. I like him. He's just like a taller Pat Bev, which I think that was Pat Bev's downfall, no pun intended, his height. But a taller Pat Bev that doesn't foul out. Because I remember Pat Bev always fouling out, always being in foul trouble. I like him. Bring it. I think that's what we needed. We needed that dog mentality that I think we lacked the last few years. I like him. Cam Christie hasn't played. Derek Jones. Oh, I love Derek Jones. He's another player that I think we needed. We needed athleticism. We needed dirty work type of dude. Lob threat. I like him. He's been knocking down his threes. I know he wasn't known for a 3-point shooter. I think he did better last year with the Mavericks. He is the PG stopper. So I don't know when we meet Philly in the finals, put him on PG. T-Man. Never been a big fan of him. Basketball wise, great person. He's a nice dude. I know he loves his mom. I bought her a house. I think I saw. Basketball wise, see, this is the thing with T-Man. T-Man, like he doesn't have a bag, right? He doesn't, quote unquote, a bag, right? He doesn't have a. T-Man is just, he's literally gonna just pump you a couple times. He's not gonna go for it, and he's gonna pass it out. So unless you strive, this, in my opinion, unless you strive at one certain thing and are great at it, it's just kind of hard to get a spot, you know, to be in the starting lineup, you know. For example, Derek White, right? Not the go-to guy, right? But he strives in his role, right? He strives knocking down threes. He strives defending. He strives enough to make an impact, right? So yeah, I guess that you could put him in that category, or what type of player, you know? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's early. Prove me wrong, I guess. I'm rooting for anyone wearing our jersey, and I want you to be the best version of you, because that's gonna mean we're gonna be the best version of us when you're the best version of you. We'll see. Batum, why is Batum in the fourth quarter? I don't know. Yeah, glue guy, all that, but I don't know. I mean, he doesn't float my boat. Mo Bamba, where are you at, dude? Like, why are you hurt? Bones, I love Bones. He's just too short, dude. I mean, that's what it is. He's defensive liability, and I don't know. Maybe he'll get like opportunity coming in. Jordan Miller. I don't know why Jordan Miller's not. See, I'd put in Jordan Miller with the backup. I mean, like, what else do you want from dude? Like, I think he was a G League MVP, and I know that's G League, but hey, that goes somewhere. Like, it doesn't go a long way, but it's something, right? Like, would you rather have the G League MVP on your team or not? You would, right? Had his moments in preseason. I don't know. He just looks like a natural out there to me. Like, he just looks like NBA body type dude, right? I'm not sure how tall he is. I always thought he looks like 6'5". Okay, I think that's great size. He just looks like a natural out there. You know, he knows how to read. He knows when to he knows that when to get, like, not when to get fouled, but how to get fouled. I'm a big fan, honestly. I don't know, like, what are we waiting for? We have young players, we have talent. What are you waiting for? Kobe Brown, never been a big fan of, dude. Trenton Flowers, I don't know. He has a lot of hair, but I can't say that, right? Like, I can't speak about his hair. Coffee, keep up the braids, dude. You look badass out there. Alondes Williams, I don't know what happened to him. I saw somebody who cut him. I was a big fan. I like dude's game. Bunch of no looks. But yeah, all right. I guess I'll wrap it up now. Again, I'll be covering a lot of yeah, throughout the season, Clipper stuff. Maybe just kind of go out to like NBA stuff in general. I'm obviously a NBA fan. I know about all the teams. I follow. I don't follow them all, but you know, I'm always checking up the scores and the players or whatnot. But yeah, definitely Clippers fan. Very long time, my whole life. Once we go down the line into making videos, I'll kind of explain to you guys how I started as a fan and what got me going versus the Lakers. Because I'm from LA. But yeah, but there'll be a lot of topics and conversations we can have moving forward. Hopefully, you guys are fans and follow me, like, and subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully this gets somewhere. But yeah, that's it for now. Who we got next? Let me see here. Clippers. We got yay! We have the Suns tomorrow, back to back. Okay, what the hell? Didn't we just have a back to back? Okay, well, I guess the faster we play, the faster we can redeem ourselves. All right, well, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll cover the game after tomorrow's. Hopefully win. Yeah, we gotta win. We can't have a losing record. And yeah, all right. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.